The most dangerous garden plants you should never plant. Take a look around your garden center. Those stunning flowers? That charming little vine? That innocent herb in a cute pot? Some of them are planning a full-blown attack on your home, your health, and your wallet. That vine climbing the trellis could tear off your gutters. That colorful shrub might be attracting ticks. And that lovely tropical plant could be one of the deadliest in the world, toxic enough to send you or your grandkids to the ER from a single touch. Here at Gardening for Seniors, we're not just about pretty gardens, we're about safe gardens. So if you want to protect your family, your pets, and your property from hidden horticultural hazards, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Because what you learn in the next few minutes could literally save you thousands of dollars or even your life. These aren't just bad plant choices. These are beautiful time bombs hiding in plain sight. And chances are, a few of them are already growing within walking distance of your home. So grab a notebook and let's count down the 18 garden treasures that are actually toxic terrors in disguise. Number 1. Castor bean. Castor bean is a striking ornamental plant with massive, hand-shaped leaves and spiky, colorful seed pods that look almost tropical. It's often used as a fast-growing privacy plant, lending an exotic, dramatic flair to garden beds and borders. The seeds, in particular, are shiny and marbled. They resemble decorative beads, which can be dangerously appealing to children. Despite its beauty, this plant hides one of nature's deadliest toxins, ricin. Just 1 to 3 seeds can be fatal to an adult, and even skin contact can cause irritation if followed by touching the mouth or eyes. Children and pets are especially vulnerable, as the seeds are easily mistaken for toys or treats. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, ricin is a Category B biological toxin. The American Association of Poison Control Centers reports multiple cases of accidental poisoning annually. Ricin interferes with protein production in human cells, leading to organ failure. No known antidote exists, only supportive hospital care. Due to extreme toxicity, never plant castor bean near schools, homes, or areas accessible to pets. If you already have it in your yard, wear gloves when handling, especially when removing seed pods. All seeds should be safely collected and discarded in sealed bags. Removal is highly recommended, especially for senior gardeners or those with young visitors. Number 2. Japanese knotweed. Japanese knotweed has tall, bamboo-like stems, heart-shaped leaves, and delicate white flowers. At first glance, it may seem like a lovely ornamental with a graceful architectural structure, especially appealing along fences or as a privacy screen. This plant is a destructive invader. Its root system spreads over 20 feet horizontally and up to 10 feet deep, cracking foundations, puncturing water lines, and breaking through paved driveways. Even a piece of root smaller than a fingernail can regenerate a full plant. Once established, it's nearly impossible to remove. The U.S. National Park Service and Natural Resources Conservation Service list Japanese knotweed as one of the most aggressive invasive plants. The Madison Environmental Center notes it often makes homes unsellable, and banks in the UK have even denied mortgages due to its presence. Eradication requires multi-year chemical and physical treatment. Avoid planting at all costs. If already present, do not cut or mow. This encourages spreading. Removal requires complete excavation of roots, often with licensed herbicide application. Monitor the area for several years. Always consult with local authorities or invasive species experts before attempting removal. Number 3. Giant hogweed. Giant hogweed is truly majestic, towering up to 14 feet tall, with enormous, jagged green leaves and umbrella-shaped clusters of tiny white flowers. It looks like it belongs in a magical forest and is often mistaken for Queen Anne's lace. But beauty hides danger. The clear sap from this plant reacts with sunlight on the skin, causing phytophotodermatitis, a condition that can result in severe burns, permanent scarring, or even blindness if sap gets into the eyes. The burns can last for weeks and require skin grafts in extreme cases. Numerous U.S. state health departments list giant hogweed as a public safety hazard. Medical case reports from hospitals across the Northeast confirm severe injuries from casual contact. It's illegal to plant or transport in many states. Never touch this plant without full protective gear, long sleeves, gloves, and goggles. Remove only in cloudy weather or at dusk to reduce light activation. Contact your local environmental or agriculture department for safe removal. Many regions have special hogweed response teams. Number 4. Foxglove. Foxglove is a classic beauty in cottage-style gardens. Its tall flower spikes bloom in shades of purple, pink, yellow, and white, adding vertical drama and elegance. Many gardeners love its traditional, almost fairy tale charm. But don't let its beauty fool you. Every part of the foxglove plant contains digitalis, a potent compound that affects heart rhythm. In small, controlled doses, it's used in medicine to treat heart failure. But in gardening, the risk is high. Accidental ingestion can lead to nausea, seizures, cardiac arrest, or death, especially in children or pets. According to the U.S. National Institutes of Health, NIH, digitalis toxicity is a common cause of accidental plant poisoning. A 2020 study published in the American Journal of Emergency Medicine confirmed that even a few leaves can trigger life-threatening reactions. No home use of the plant is considered safe. Avoid planting foxglove near walkways, patios, or any area with frequent human or pet traffic. Never use parts of the plant in homemade teas or herbal remedies. If you must grow it, label clearly, supervise children, and consider safer native alternatives like penstemon. Number 5. Chinese and Japanese wisteria. Wisteria is a breathtaking vine with long, cascading clusters of fragrant purple, pink, or white flowers. Its dreamy, draping look makes it a popular choice for pergolas, arbors, and fences. It creates instant romance, but at a dangerous cost. Wisteria's vines are incredibly strong and invasive. They twist around tree trunks, strangle supporting plants, and can pull down fences, crack siding, destroy gutters, and even damage roof structures. Underground runners can spread dozens of feet from the original plant. Multiple U.S. states classify non-native wisteria as invasive, including North Carolina and Virginia. Reports from homeowners associations and garden contractors cite repair bills in the thousands of dollars due to wisteria damage to buildings and hardscape. Avoid planting Chinese or Japanese wisteria. If you love the look, choose American wisteria, Wisteria frutescens, which is less aggressive and native to the southeast. Regular pruning is required to control any variety, and always keep away from structural supports. Number 6. Purple loosestrife. Purple loosestrife produces tall, vibrant spikes of magenta flowers that bloom for months. It's often promoted as a pollinator-friendly ornamental and seems like a perfect fit for rain gardens, pond edges, or moist areas in the yard. Despite its beauty, this plant is a wetland invader. It spreads aggressively through seeds and underground roots, rapidly forming dense colonies that choke out native plants, reducing biodiversity and disrupting the habitat of birds, amphibians, and beneficial insects. According to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, purple loosestrife has invaded over 1 million acres of wetlands across North America. It is classified as a noxious weed or banned plant in over 30 states. Each plant can produce over 2 million seeds annually. Do not plant, even in controlled garden beds. If spotted, remove immediately, including all root material. Dispose of in sealed trash bags, never compost. Replace with native alternatives like blazing star, liatris, or swamp milkweed, Asclepias incarnata, which offers similar color without the chaos. Number 7. Tree of Heaven. At first glance, Tree of Heaven looks like a fast-growing shade tree with tropical flair. Its large, compound leaves resemble sumac or walnut, and it's often found along roadsides or abandoned lots, thriving in poor soil. But don't be fooled. This tree is a biological bully. It releases chemicals into the soil that inhibit the growth of other plants, a process called allelopathy, and its powerful roots can damage sewer lines, foundations, and sidewalks. Worse, it's a preferred host for the spotted lanternfly, an invasive insect causing major agricultural damage. The U.S. Forest Service classifies tree of heaven as one of the most aggressive and destructive invasive trees in America. Research from Penn State Extension confirms it resprouts rapidly after cutting, making eradication difficult. Never allow this tree to grow unchecked. If already present, use the cut-and-treat method. Cut the trunk and immediately apply a systemic herbicide to the stump. Repeat treatments may be needed over multiple seasons. Do not simply cut and leave. It will regrow even stronger. Number 8. Autumn olive. Autumn olive was once a USDA darling. With fragrant flowers, bright red berries, and the ability to thrive in poor soils, it was widely planted in the 1960s to control erosion and provide wildlife habitat. Birds love the berries, and the plant looks attractive year-round. Unfortunately, this helpful shrub turned into a nightmare. Birds spread the seeds far and wide, allowing autumn olive to invade forests, grasslands, and prairies, where it outcompetes native plants. Its dense thickets block sunlight, changing local ecosystems and reducing plant diversity. According to the USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service, NRCS, and state extension services, autumn olive is now classified as an invasive species in over 20 states. Many land managers rank it among the most difficult shrubs to control due to its persistence and prolific seed production. Avoid planting it, even for wildlife. If already established, cut back and treat stumps with herbicide. Monitor the area closely for regrowth. Native berry-producing shrubs like aronia, serviceberry, amelanchier, or elderberry offer safer, ecologically beneficial alternatives. Number 9. Butterfly bush. Butterfly bush seems like the perfect garden addition. Its long, fragrant flower spikes attract adult butterflies and bees, and it tolerates heat, drought, and poor soil. Many gardeners think they're helping pollinators by planting it. While adult butterflies may visit for nectar, butterfly bush doesn't support caterpillars, the most critical life stage. Worse, non-native varieties spread aggressively, displacing native plants that caterpillars actually rely on. It's a mirage of support, all bloom, no food. The Oregon Department of Agriculture banned the sale of Butylja davidii in 2004 due to its invasive nature. Numerous conservation groups, including the Xerces Society for Invertebrate Conservation, warn that non-native butterfly bush harms local butterfly populations by crowding out true host plants. If you love the look, opt for sterile cultivars that don't set seed, or, better yet, plant native alternatives like Joe Pye weed, Eutrochium, milkweed, Asclepias, or New England aster, all of which feed both adult butterflies and their caterpillars. Number 10. Norway maple. Norway maple is a popular shade tree thanks to its dense foliage, rapid growth, and brilliant fall color. It's long been a favorite in suburban neighborhoods and urban landscaping because it tolerates pollution and poor soils. What many don't realize is that this tree casts such deep shade that it prevents anything from growing beneath it, including native wildflowers and young trees. Worse, its prolific seedlings invade nearby forests, gradually displacing native species like sugar maple. Research by the U.S. Forest Service and state conservation departments has shown that Norway maple is one of the top invaders in eastern U.S. forests, creating monocultures that reduce biodiversity and threaten native forest regeneration. Several cities now ban or discourage planting it in public spaces. Avoid planting Norway maple. If already established, consider removing it and replacing with native alternatives like red maple, Acer rubrum, serviceberry, or oak. These provide habitat for native birds and insects while maintaining canopy value. Number 11. Mint. Mint is one of the most beloved herbs in the kitchen. With its refreshing aroma, fast growth, and ability to attract pollinators, it's easy to see why gardeners love having it close by, especially for tea and cooking. But here's the catch. Mint spreads through underground runners called stolons that travel quickly and aggressively. Left unchecked, mint can take over garden beds, crowd out vegetables, and even sneak into your neighbor's yard, leading to some not-so-many neighborly disputes. Most county extension services and gardening experts strongly advise against planting mint directly in the ground. Many seasoned gardeners report that even after years of digging and pulling, mint keeps coming back from small root fragments. Only plant mint in containers or raised beds with root barriers. Avoid placing containers directly on soil, as stolons can escape through drainage holes. Regular pruning will keep your mint healthy and under control. Number 12, kudzu. Kudzu is a fast-growing vine with distinctive three-lobed leaves and sweet-smelling purple flowers. Once introduced for erosion control and as forage, it was even promoted by U.S. agencies in the 20th century as a miracle plant. Now dubbed the vine that ate the South, kudzu can grow up to 1 foot per day, smothering everything in its path. It blankets trees, power lines, homes, and forests, cutting off sunlight, breaking branches, and creating fire hazards. Once established, it chokes out native vegetation and alters entire ecosystems. The U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, estimates kudzu cost the economy over $500 million annually in control efforts and lost productivity. It's officially listed as a federal noxious weed. Long-term management requires persistent herbicide treatments and often mechanical removal over several years. Never plant kudzu. If it's already present, contact local extension services or invasive plant specialists. Do not try to cut it back casually. Its root system is massive and regenerative. Professional eradication may be necessary. Number 13, oleander. Oleander is a popular ornamental shrub in warmer climates, prized for its lush, evergreen foliage and showy blooms in red, pink, or white. It's drought-tolerant, low-maintenance, and commonly used in highway landscaping. But oleander is one of the most poisonous plants in North America. All parts, leaves, flowers, stems, and even smoke from burning trimmings contain cardiac glycosides. Ingestion by humans or animals can result in nausea, heart arrhythmia, coma, or death. Even honey made from oleander nectar can be toxic. A review in Science Direct confirms that oleander poisoning leads to life-threatening cardiac events. The California Poison Control System logs cases yearly, with symptoms requiring hospitalization and cardiac monitoring. There is no specific antidote. Avoid planting oleander near homes, especially where children or pets roam. If already planted, wear gloves and protective gear when trimming or removing. Dispose of clippings in sealed bags. Never burn. Replace with safer native flowering shrubs like Texas sage or hibiscus. Number 14, English ivy. English ivy is a popular vine with twisted, glossy green leaves that climbs quickly and clings tightly to walls, fences, and trees. It's often used for that storybook look on brick homes. But this plant doesn't know when to stop. Ivy digs its roots into mortar and siding, slowly tearing apart bricks, stucco, and wood. It also smothers any plants underneath by blocking sunlight and airflow. Many home inspectors and historic preservation groups warn about serious damage caused by ivy. It traps moisture against walls, leading to mold, rot, and costly structural repairs, sometimes running into the tens of thousands of dollars. Avoid planting ivy near buildings or trees. If you already have it, cut the vines at the base and let them die off before carefully removing them. For a safer climbing option, choose native vines like Virginia creeper or Boston ivy, which are much gentler on your home. Number 15, running bamboo. Fast-growing and tall, running bamboo is often planted for privacy screens or a lush, Zen-style garden look. It spreads quickly through underground rhizomes. These rhizomes don't stop. They can travel up to 20 feet a year, cracking foundations, lifting patios, breaking underground pipes, and even invading neighboring yards. Once established, it's almost impossible to fully remove. Contractors and homeowners across the U.S. report major property damage and expensive repairs from bamboo infestations. Insurance often doesn't cover it because it's considered preventable. Only plant clumping bamboo, which stays in one place. If you already have running bamboo, install deep root barriers or dig a trench at least 24 inches deep around it. Regularly inspect and cut back any new shoots outside the barrier. Number 16, mile-a-minute vine. This thin, fast-growing vine has sharp barbs, small triangular leaves, and clusters of bright blue-green berries. At first glance, it looks delicate and harmless, until you realize how fast it moves. Mile-a-minute vine earns its name honestly. It can grow up to 6 inches a day, quickly smothering shrubs, trees, and entire sections of garden or forest edge. Its dense growth blocks sunlight, strangles plants, and damages young trees under its weight. Listed as a noxious weed in multiple U.S. states, including Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Virginia, this invasive species has become a major concern for forest managers and homeowners alike. The USDA and local extension services have identified it as one of the fastest spreading vines in North America. Early detection is key. Cut vines before they set seed, pull out the roots completely, and dispose of them in sealed bags. Never compost them. Replant cleared areas with native ground covers to prevent regrowth. Number 17, porcelain berry. Porcelain berry is stunning. Its berries look like tiny marbles or beads in shades of turquoise, lavender, and deep blue. The vine's heart-shaped leaves and colorful clusters make it tempting for ornamental use. Don't be fooled by the beauty. This vine climbs aggressively, overtaking trees, fences, and garden structures. It spreads rapidly through seeds that birds carry far and wide, forming thick mats that choke out native plants. The U.S. National Park Service and state conservation agencies list porcelain berry as a highly invasive species. It has overrun forests and parks throughout the mid-Atlantic and Northeast, threatening native habitats and tree canopies. Avoid planting it altogether. If it's already in your yard, remove vines gently to avoid scattering seeds, then dig out the roots. Regularly monitor for regrowth. Choose safe native alternatives like American bittersweet or trumpet honeysuckle for similar color and climbing appeal without the damage. Number 18, Japanese barberry. Japanese barberry is a compact, thorny shrub with small oval leaves and bright red berries that look attractive year-round. It's hardy, deer-resistant, and often planted as a low-maintenance hedge or foundation plant. Don't let the pretty berries fool you. This plant creates dense, thorny thickets that trap humidity and provide the perfect habitat for deer ticks, which spread Lyme disease. Studies by the University of Connecticut and the U.S. Forest Service have found that areas with barberry have 3 times more ticks than areas without it. The plant also changes soil chemistry and crowds out native species. Barberry is now listed as an invasive species in over 30 states and is banned for sale in several, including Massachusetts, Maine, and New York. The connection between barberry and tick populations has been well documented in peer-reviewed studies and extension reports. If you have barberry, wear thick gloves and protective clothing. The thorns are sharp and can pierce skin easily. Dig out the entire root system and dispose of the plant properly. Replace it with safe native shrubs like winterberry holly, chokeberry, or ninebark, which offer color and wildlife benefits without the health risks. How to check, remove, and prevent problem plants. Start by learning what you already have. Use the U.S. Invasive Plant Atlas, invasiveplantatlas.org, to compare leaves, flowers, and growth patterns. Pay attention to fast-growing vines, thick underground roots, and thorny shrubs that weren't part of your original design. Always wear gloves, long sleeves, and eye protection. Remove plants before they set seed. For deep-rooted invasives like bamboo or knotweed, dig out the entire root mass or use approved herbicides following product guidelines. Dispose of material in sealed bags. Never compost it. Replant cleared areas with native species to keep invasives from returning. Create root barriers or raised beds for species prone to spreading underground. Conduct a yearly walkthrough of your garden to catch unwanted growth early. Many U.S. states now ban or restrict plants such as barberry, knotweed, and wisteria. If an invasive plant spreads from your yard and causes damage to neighboring properties, you could be held responsible for remediation costs. Staying informed protects both your home and your community. A few careful steps today can save thousands of dollars and countless headaches down the line. A beautiful garden shouldn't come at the cost of your health or home. The truth is, not every lush leaf or vibrant bloom is your friend. Some of the most elegant plants are silent troublemakers, toxic to touch, invasive underground, or magnets for disease-carrying pests. For older gardeners, the key to a joyful garden is mindful planting. Know what you're growing, favor native choices, and research before you buy. A safe, sustainable garden brings not only beauty but peace of mind. Fewer worries about toxins, repairs, or medical emergencies. Remember, curiosity is wonderful, but caution is wisdom. Before adding a new plant to your cart, take a moment to check whether it belongs in your local ecosystem or your backyard. Your future self and your neighbors will thank you. So here's to gardens that grow with grace, vibrant, safe, and full of life for years to come.